Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gomo. I'm joined as usual by Andrew and Josh. How's everyone today, guys?
Pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty good, mate.
Streaming.
Excited.
2 weeks in a row.
Consecutive weeks. What's going on?
Well, we got some
in the
comments
modern world
from patrons that they liked it, and then I think some other ones said sometimes it's harder to find, but then we went, it's easier to publish because it's already out there. So
I love that intro. I was giggling at the intro picture you made.
Yeah. How good's AI get? I mean, we won't get on that topic too long, but man, that it's just getting so much better. It's actually cool to be able to. Hopefully, people appreciate some of that and doesn't look too AI. Considering, remember, do you remember when we started this? I think it was with you guys where I was like putting, it was. We were putting like some pictures up on like Instagram and stuff of it, but it was like half the, like you do like a Warhammer picture, but it was like Space Marines in the background and stuff because it was all wonky and like the AI was just shit. And that's like a year and a half later. It's better. No, it's cool. We've got some cool topics to chat about today. I mean, one of them is this Aussie Comp thing that I think has I was just joking that Aussies solved Warhammer, but really it's just I wanted to get around to trying to review some of the lists from, and not in depth because it's a couple of weeks old now, from what's it called? Is it Dragon's Grudge or something that Chris Cousins ran and Pash, and I was hoping to get one or two of them on for a podcast at some point, then I never got around to scheduling it. Sorry. But I think it's pretty interesting to just look at some of the lists and how it's broken down. So I wanted to look at that. And then, but yeah, we got some Beastmen leaks out. So again, got some more news over that. So we probably want to go through that.
Yeah, we sort of do.
Laughing at stuff. What's funny?
Oh, man, I'm just thinking about the slightly, I mean, it's not really clickbait. Aussie solve the old world.
Yeah.
And then the Beastmen leaks. The Beastmen leaks that we got through our own Patreon.
Yeah,
that's right.
Just feeding it out there.
Just milking
get that angry audience.
Got to get that. Yeah. Thought I was. Oh, yeah. Cool. Anyway, we wanted to.
Comments. It's so funny when people like blow up about
when you egg us on, we'll just keep doing it worse. So there you go. I just went straight past it. Didn't expect anything. Oh, okay, cool. You guys have to catch the comments up. Looking at stuff. So that's probably what we're going to chat about. We'll jump into the Beastmen in a minute though, because I think that's sort of the most timely stuff. Again, if anyone hears anything more than what we've been talking about, what we talk about, let us know in the comments. But yeah, basically, I'll give you a quick shout out to our Patreons, though, not actually run through it, but just want everyone to know. A big thank you to those guys that keep us turning up here week in, week out. You can check it out on patreon.com/oldworldfanatics. You'll see after our main topics, they get a shout out. And I think we picked up another Patreon last week. So a big thank you to our newest member, which will be right on the top there when we call it out. But look, if you're not doing that, we do appreciate all the YouTubey stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and comment. Most importantly, really, I think it helps.
The comments are fun. Comments are always fun.
Hence why we
went
with
to them when we can.
Yeah. Plus, like we went with the live stuff here because sometimes it's fun to get live comments, even though sometimes it's a bit hard to keep track of. But anyway, that's why we got three of you.
No, it is fun. It is fun. Absolutely, adds an extra dimension. Hopefully, as long as we can sort of verbalize the comments so that it works on the podcast as well. That's the only thing we're gonna, I think.
Yeah. It's really weird, isn't it? Because like I was a big podcast person and I do listen to a lot of pods, but I just feel like YouTube's so much, you connect with your commenters more than podcasts. Quite like send it out there. You don't even know if anyone's listening.
It's isolated. Isolated.
Yeah.
So I think video pods are pretty big, I think. I think Andrew, was it you that was saying that? Oh, maybe it wasn't. It wasn't you. It was my daughter saying that she drives around listening to YouTube all day. She doesn't listen to music.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So it's just funny. So I thought that was you, Andrew, but it's not. Not that you look like my daughter. So hopefully not.
I'm listening. I'm listening to audiobooks. I was.
Yeah.
But that was on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Right. That's might have been.
I do listen to YouTube, but not audio.
Cool. So who wants to run through? So basically, look, we are pretty confident Beastmen are pretty new. I think one of these leaked sort of comments is actually technically wrong, although it wasn't wrong. It was just saying that he might have even expected it for pre-orders. But as you'll see in the news, we didn't get that this week, but we did get some other old world. But we'll chat about that after this. But yeah, basically.
Before we hit that, can I just cover the whiplash we're getting right now? We spent 2 weeks talking about Cathay, the releases of Cathay, Cathay's coming, all the stuff we could get from Cathay. And now suddenly we're going, let's just go back into Beastmen, all the leaks from Beastmen. Like there's just so much stuff happening at the moment.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I had to at least say the word Cathay because we spent 2 weeks talking about it.
Should have put that on there.
What Cathay forgetting?
There's a couple of shorts. I mean, not to go too deep on Cathay, but there's a couple of shorts I was watching this week of people who are obviously not old world people. They're probably more 40k and others. But they were like that. They were clickbaity. There was something like one of them was saying something about AOS is like old world's taken. Like it was total bullcrap because it's not true. But it was they're looking through the Cathay stuff, going, "This is so much better than AOS." Like it was tagged like that in the chat, and they're not. You could tell they're not even Warhammer players. I don't think they're like probably 40k, that type of stuff. But it's pushed. It's in the conversation of people who aren't even old worlders. When they see this massive plastic army drop. So exciting times. So I mean, we're going to go through the rumors. I should actually. There's so many chats here. It's Javgoro, I don't know how to say. He's one of the moderators on the main Warhammer Discord. That's run, but we've done a bit of a cross episode. What was that? Christmas 2 years ago, we did a Christmas crossover with some of those guys from that Discord. Old World Lives, is it? One of those podcasts, can't remember which one it was. No, the Herdstone. Those are the guys who run the Herdstone. Some of those.
Oh, that's
guys.
right. Yeah.
But Javgoro is one of the moderators there, but he's quite accurate. He obviously knows, he's obviously somehow in. He'd posted that, and then our patrons jumped straight on it and gave us over to our patron. Before we even knew, we were like, "What are you talking about? Oh crap! There's all these rumors." So they're not really. Oh, did you? Okay.
Well, that's what I messaged you. It's like you're like, "Oh, we're going to go through the basement rumors." I'm like, what basement rooms?
Oh, okay. When did it come out?
And I was like,
a few days ago.
It was a couple of it wasn't that long ago. It was
it was on the weekend.
Day and a half ago or so. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Can I just remark on how thematically appropriate it is that the leak came via the Herdstone podcast?
Yes. No, very true. That's very true. Very true. I wish there's no leak here, is there, about what the Herdstone does, hey?
Not that I saw.
Nah, because that's going to be.
It is cool. It's returning. I've got one of
that. It is mentioned as a new unit, but that's
yes, that's right. Yep.
So
you've got one in my bucket of bits.
Oh, you do? Oh, cool. I was going to print a weird looking one, but I'll plan it up.
I'll take it
if you've got it. Yeah, for sure. Well, let's go through them. Who wants to go? So basically they leaked a bunch of sort of the rules from the Arcane Journal, sort of what we're getting. Obviously, we're just going off text here, so
shall we just go hit them one by one?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you
want to run?
Can I do the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, I can run through them if you like, but I definitely want to do the first one because the first one I feel
is a copy paste.
A certain affinity for. The banner of the warped moon. I don't know. Funny how this is a leak / rumor, but we've got the item names going on. It's very specific info.
Someone's seen the journal. Yeah.
Make a leadership check. If successful, enemy flyers cannot fly until the beginning of your next start of turn phase.
Ooh.
Does that sound similar to a dude?
Does that sound similar?
I can't help it.
Hey, Tim from South Wales, mate.
The whole thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. We hated the horn. I think. Do we hate the horn because it's on the pegs? It's in an army that has pegs.
It's half the reason you hate.
It is a big contributor.
Would we hate it if it was just on Beastmen or just on Skaven? Do you know what I mean? Maybe not as much.
A little bit, but not as much. Not as much.
Yeah.
Because those are non-flying armies, so it doesn't feel as penalizing, Whereas, part of the reason the horn gets hated is because they've got all these, the friendly flyers are going around uninhibited. So it magnifies the effect of it a lot.
Do you
It'd
think?
be interesting to see how it goes with the beasts.
I guess the question is, because our theory is that all these journals were written before they even like clicked publish on the first last year, the beginning of last year. Yeah, like there's no responsiveness to the arcane journals. I don't know if that's true. That's just my gut feel, but who knows? But if that is true, do you think? So this probably was always planned in there. Like, do you think this is going to screw the meta around at all, really, or it's just? You know, you do plan for it as a flying army. You sort of go, hopefully I don't run into brats. But now you're potentially going to run into two armies. I think Beastmen are going to be pretty popular.
I think they will be popular. I think because it won't be quite as brutal in the hands of the Beastmen compared to the brats. So I don't think it'll affect, like it won't change the meta massively, but at the same time, I think it will help with diversity and, you know, just improving, you know, the function of armies that aren't flying, I guess.
Yeah, like does it crazy? Yeah, I know. You mean like does it ever make a decision of I'm not going to take this flying unit, I might take another unit of infantry? Maybe not. Not really. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, Sky Cutters, it's movement 2 if you're not flying. At least most other things are movement 6 or something, so you can kind of
like brats with their movement 8 and 9 horses.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, most monsters can still move, but you get those units that like literally, I'm sure bats are the same or something. Where it's like movement 1 or something, you know. So it kind of does. If you're going to really start seeing that out there, then it's really going to, I think, kill off those units a bit.
Yeah, true. Because it'd be twice as prevalent then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Two auto takes.
Fair point. The really low movement ones. Yeah.
But having said that, it's good to be in an army like that doesn't have a lot of fly. So you know. And they're not really a dance. Well, I shouldn't say this because potentially are, but they're not generally not a dance avoid army. They're trying to get across the board and smash you. So it's not like they're stopping you flying and then sitting back and shooting you or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's probably not as bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I think Andrew's a good point that the units that have got a really low move value that can't function otherwise, they'll probably the ones that struggle and they're harder to justify taking. I agree.
So like one of the plastic units that's up for pre-order this week, is that what you're saying? The Sky Cutter. Goes workshop and they're planning. Just
that's it.
Oh, that's so funny. Anyway. So funny.
Aaron Schechter. Well, you've just joined. What are the leaks? Well, we just covered one. The banner of the warped moon.
The banner of the Duke.
Andrew, you want to run through the second one?
Oh, it's the chalice. Do love a chalice of Dark Rain. So it's one use. So during the combat phase, you make a leadership check on your own leadership. If you pass, enemy ballistic skill projectiles have their range halved, and war machines cannot shoot.
That's sort of the opposite for you for dwarves. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
For one turn. Yeah.
It's only one use at least, isn't it?
Yeah. But and it is a leadership. Yeah. What? So this is, you know, that like if you fail the leadership, you've used it, right?
I've wondered this, and it says
that needs to be clarified,
I think. Because there's another one that you got to do a leadership check. I think it's like one of the high elf, like there's a buff you get, and that's the same sort of thing. You got to do a leadership check, but it's something like written like to use it, you must pass the leadership check. So I'm like, well, if it's one use, you got to pass a leadership check to use it. So that's why I think you can keep attempting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Horn of Isha, that rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. And then the other thing that I've heard, and just correct me if I'm wrong here, is people saying that no, you can still use warband leadership to boost your leadership in your unit, even though it says against your own leadership.
Yeah.
Because it's not saying your unmodified leadership. It's just saying take it on your leadership. So if you're in warband, so I know someone just made a comment that Daniel just said at least the Beastman leadership isn't amazingly high, but if I'm right in saying that, so correct me guys if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, that's not technically true. Beastmen probably have a pretty decent leadership if you're buffing them up in warband.
I mean, the horn does specify it's their own unmodified leadership.
Oh, the horn
so-
says yeah. So that's the thing. I
horn
think there's
says
some
that?
armies that don't say unmodified.
Mm.
So if that's the case, then you might better use it. I guess that's what people were chatting
Yeah,
about.
just depends if they've phrased it in the same way.
Yeah, because I
And
don't
if
think
you
we've
get a
seen the
reroll
quotes.
as well on light leadership, like you can with the
Undead.
Brett.
Oh,
Yeah, exile Bretts.
Exiles,
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read that bit so many times. I'm like,
Yeah.
surely it doesn't, and then you're like, oh, it does.
Yeah,
Can't even try and deny it. Yeah, it's pretty
very ridiculous.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah, well, what's the say? Yeah, leadership 10 most time, warband, beastman. Yeah, so that's the. I mean, I guess we'll have to look at the wording, but if it doesn't have unmodifiable in there, then you probably are getting this thing off.
Yeah,
which is pretty good. Horn of the Great Hunt. Once per turn, you may add subtract 1 from the ambush roll, so similar to 1. I like that this is just a well, I guess it's an item, whereas like I'm trying to remember the Empire one just has it on the. Oh, hang on, is it the Empire? Yeah, is that? That's not. That's on the character, isn't he? That's the guy who.
Huh?
Am I getting it? The +/-1 to ambush on the Empire guy. The Van Lowenhack, is that him? Or am I getting confused with one of the other guys, one of the other special characters that does it in one of the other arcane journals? But you have to like take a special character, I think, whereas this is at least it's an item.
An item, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think there's another army that does that, like that's the friggin' the High Elf Arcane Journal.
Maybe it's that one I'm thinking of, is it? Yeah.
I can't even think.
We've got so many journals there. I'm getting them all friggin' confused.
Creation Warhost. Yeah.
Maybe that's the one. Yeah.
I've lost.
Because ambush is good, but it's also like it's also like I think you said, Andrew, like you don't want to shoot a unit with it a lot because suddenly you might not be getting their value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for like 2 turns or 3 turns doesn't come on. It's just
Hans's was I've got him. It's 1 or minus to the first turn roll off. That's what
I'm getting
strategic mastery.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I'm getting confused with that. Is the Creation Warhost one, was that an item or was that the character?
No, it's part of the army special rules, I believe.
Yeah, cool. Yep.
You're gonna make me.
I'm actually finished reading my high elf one. It's just sitting behind me. No, that's cool. I mean, I want to see. It'd be nice to see some ambush that's slightly reliable. It'd be cool. And they need it. Obviously, this is Beastmen. You want them, so that's pretty cool. Now this gets interesting. Oh, and Josh, the Minotaur stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. On the Minotaur shamans, there's no specific entry for them in the book at all. The Minotaur army of Infinity must be led by a Doombull or a Gorbull, and the general, being the Doombull or Gorbull, can be upgraded to a level 1 or 2 caster. So yeah, pretty fighty mage.
So basically, a fighting mage. Yeah. And then I thought to myself, so what does that mean for laws? Because we also know they're getting a law. It doesn't really say anything in these leaks, I don't believe.
Not really.
I wonder what type of assailment spells come in. That they're going to have a pretty good assailment spell. They would.
I reckon you're right there. You know? Like maybe just like true. They might have like an extra Beastman law or something for the Minotaurs. Like just like the little, like your law that you get as part of like your army law.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, it sounded like that.
Small army
law. I don't know if it's true, but at least you're right. Like at least one of those special ones with like 2 or 3. But so what a Beastmen take now? They'd have dark demonology stuff like that and battle magic. Do they do battle magic?
Battle. I think you're right. Dark demonology, so. Maybe mentalism, maybe.
But yeah, it'd be good to. It'd be cool if there's a good assailment, another good assailment spell on there. And imagine the Doombull getting in there.
Yeah, I know.
He'd chew through some things and then fire an assailant. Hopefully, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe there isn't. But when I saw that, I went, "Oh, hopefully they bring out something cool."
I was thinking that too. I'm like, this could be some spicy combos.
Yeah. Pretty spicy with elementalism. That's a lot of in-your-face smashy hits. Oh, sorry, should bring that up. Mark Latham's Langley.
You're
Latham, sorry, man. I didn't mean to.
in election mode.
Yeah, I did not mean to offend Mark Langley with that. That's a bad comparison. Pretty spicy with elementalism. That's a lot in your face. Smash your hits, although not guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Patriot. Sorry, that's awesome. I was chatting to Mark's. They've been sending me some good tips about Beastmen as I'm building them up. Which has been really good.
Sweet.
Yeah, he plays it over there. And yeah, I'll probably be able to get Topmon from the UK. I think he's I don't know if he's in the UK team, but he's obviously one of the big Chaos Dwarf Beastman players over there and YouTube personalities. But just the times didn't match up tonight. I almost got him, and then we realized, that's not gonna work. So hopefully we'll get him on for the Arcane Journal.
Yeah.
There he goes. Demonology, Dark Magic, and Elementalism. Yeah. Cool. Okay. What's the next one?
Next one's another. Oh, yeah, do it, Andrew.
Was it up to me? Oh, sorry. Yeah, so most units in the Minotaur Army of Infamy gain Impetuous, and if your general procs Blood Rage, then every unit in its command range gains Frenzy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's 12 inches. Oh, you can't get. There's no large target generally. People is there with the Beastmen.
I'm not sure
what we know. So
if he's just a large target or just not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's not. So don't think he is. Don't think he is.
Wouldn't think
so he's only be 12 inches. Imagine if there's some item that gives him that or something. He's got an 8
What
inch.
an extra.
Just like the whole army's just. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it might as well be if most of the army's Impetuous. It's a bit of a liability.
I don't know. Half the Beastman armies I go against, they just run at you anyway. So it's like they just want to charge as soon as they can. I don't know. That's just would be the worst thing.
And you have a lot of like little units that you can control some of that charging anyway to stop it having to charge if you really wanted to. You know what I mean? Like babysit stuff with the small little units. In fact, that's why I'm actually I've started looking at some different Harpy models because I'm like, they're so cheap, I think, for flying units, just to sit back and take on any fleas that you do as well. You're probably not going to commit with them, but I think the Beastmen probably need a bit of that. So, but anyway, the Minotaur Arcane Journal Army of Infamy includes the option for a Gorball BSB. Okay, not too exciting. We get that.
Probably that's fine. And what they can have Bray Shaman, but not Great Bray Shaman.
Yes, these levels. What's with the journals lately doing that? But then you go back to the first few. I guess Tomb Kings did. I guess they all did in a way. Like Tomb Kings only did level 2s or level 1s or 2s, whatever it is, for that Royal Host one where you can't get the big high priest. But I guess you didn't really think about it because the mortuary cult was just totally OP'd for magic. And then I guess the Bretts did that with a level 3 with the exiles, didn't they? So I guess, but it seemed like it then the Orcs didn't. I don't think they have those issues. And then Dwarves don't have magic, I guess. Chaos didn't do any of that stuff, did they? They just had. Trying to think. No, the Heralds. Nah. But then the last couple like Empire and stuff, it's just like they've just tuned down. To take one of these armies, you had to sacrifice a chunk of what's level 4, which is basically required. Which I think is what made people feel a bit nerfed with Empire and High Elves, probably. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it'd be interesting.
One of the big strong points.
Yeah, it needs to be pretty big upside to drop a level 4.
Having said that, it's not on here, but I can't say his name, Jeff Goro. Whatever. He said he had some comment like the Minotaur army will be fine or something like that. It's going to be fine.
It's good.
I don't know if that, but it's good.
All right, do you want me to hit the new units?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sweet. So we've got the Herdstones coming back. The Preyton, which was a Forge World
Oh yeah, that
model.
was that. Yeah, that weird looking thing. That
Yeah,
I think we're
it's
all
kinda-
like, what the hell is that?
Mm,
On
mm.
the-
I've got one in my basket of goodies. One of those.
Got
So,
one.
Really? Oh, I want to have a look at it because I must admit it's
weird.
probably
This
right down there
basket.
with the most
Bottomless basket.
Yeah.
I would never get figures. So
Nah.
maybe I'm just need to see it in the flesh.
Yeah, I was actually got it for 9th age. I was going to run it as a forget what it's called, but one of the magics you can like bring on this beast from the woods or something. This wild beast.
Ah,
Yep.
Well,
I
that
think
used to be
you can bring it
beast in the beast spells, wasn't it? In 8th as well, you could raise that.
Yeah,
monster.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was cool. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
That's a ridiculous question.
Entropy. Josh, can you do Sergio on a Preyton?
I don't even know what it
Yeah,
how
the
it's
red hot
constructed. It's just confusing to me. Like just the shape of it. Whereas there's wings coming, like he's got these gigantic wings that look like they've got no purpose whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's got long neck and antlers, and I'm just like looking at it.
Is it that?
anatomically, like,
How
what
big?
the
What base
hell
is that
this
on?
thing?
Is it not
40,
that big?
40 odd
Yeah,
mil.
it didn't look.
No, I
very
don't
big.
think it's very large. No.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's going to find it. His bits
like a very
box.
malformed deer.
I'll get it out in a sec. I'll keep going.
That's
So,
fine.
the other new
Entropy,
unit.
that's such a ridiculous
Oh.
question.
Just keep going off.
Hang on.
So
Entropy just said, I think it's a flying deer with clinical depression.
It does look a bit upset.
Yeah, it does. I think it's a fair assessment.
So yeah, Primal Warhounds. I'm guessing that's going to be possibly something like 2 attacks, which would be pretty cool. Just, some new Warhounds. Warped Gores. These guys sound pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they're like. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially just for modeling and gluing stuff on and printing some extra things. Yeah.
I'm thinking like Forsaken, but for
sort of 100%. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah,
so,
that'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Primal Warherds.
So that must be something, because isn't one of the army of infamies, what was it called? Primal. It was the Minotaur or something, and it was the Primal.
Oh yeah.
Something I can't remember what the actual name was. But Primal Warherds. Might be more down here, but I'm not sure if anyone knows what is entailed. And then sneakily, one more. But don't know.
It's a bit intriguing.
So you reckon the Primal Warhounds are just souped up like what 2 attack ones, but
I'm guessing, yeah. Like I think Chaos ones back in the day used to get like real good ones that were like 2 attacks or something.
That's cool because I just printed some from I can't remember which ones it was, but yeah, they had 2 different versions. Ones that looked a little bit more sort of naked, and then ones that had some armor on them.
I got about like 50 of these guys. If you need any more dogs.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of just getting them and even asking you, but then I thought, I might as well find some other ones, print them out because everyone's got those ones. So, yeah. But Warped Gore are interesting. I want to see because again, that might be more reasons to get, say, the Battalion box as well. Like if you're not going to use all the gores for normal gores, you can sort of, cut off some of the ungore arms, attach them somewhere. I don't know, make them look a bit warped. Yeah. I don't know what Primal Warherds are.
The other Army of Infamy is called, it's described as the Primal Wild Herds. So it's subtly different. So who knows if the Primal Warherds are in the Primal
Wild
Herds.
It's got to be some souped up version of the Pumbaa. Did you find it?
Yeah, so it's like.
What have you got?
That
you got the Preyton thing.
Yeah, so that'd be.
Like it needs a bit of surgery.
Yeah, it does.
That is just weird. Yeah. Is that just that was a resin one when it came out, or was it ever metal?
That's a 50. Nah, it was always just resin. Forge World.
It's little, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd probably gone 40 or 50 base. But anyway.
Cool. What do we got here? Also, I'll add more stuff as it strikes my fancy, he says. But anyway, now he did add, I think we already covered it though. Did he add, yeah, the war horn, the horn of the great hunter he added later, I think. Now he did also say expect Beastmen to be previewed this Sunday or the next. So obviously that was on the weekend. So we got High Elves, third wave. So it wasn't out, but now I'm thinking, I mean, this guy gets it right most of the time. So it sounds like it could be
pretty close.
Yeah, next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Be interesting. If they sort of do back-to-back old worlds type thing. Obviously, this would be a 2-week pre-order, whatever they usually do, So, yeah. That gets you that one of the new units I haven't revealed. Okay, so this is the Primal Warherds was one of the new units he hadn't revealed, and then Horn of the Great Hunt. But that's about it. So I wouldn't say there's a heap of information, apart from some of these magic items that we got at the top there.
It's interesting. There's a lot, going on. I feel
no army special rules, right? Just all magic stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Really?
Pretty much. Apart from the Impetuous stuff and the Frenzy, and the level 2s in the general. I don't know. There is some interesting stuff there.
Yeah. I think that's what's everyone. Yeah, it's the other wild herd one that I'm interested to see what it is, because the Minotaur one you sort of understand what it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Minotaur one's sort of intuitive.
Yeah.
The wild herds.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm keen to get more info when they release it.
Yeah.
You have more release. So much stuff coming out.
Oh, no marks. Yeah, when that's no rumor. I think I'd heard rumors that there wasn't going to be any marks anyway. And they've sort of got that in the law here that Chaos is not really. It's quieter, and plus it's not so it's not so known as corn and all that anyway. So I don't mind that.
It makes me sad. I can't help but say it makes me sad.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm still playing with the Beast of Hers. It's a chaos book in 6th
It would be funny, Mark, if they ended up bringing back, sort of ways to join these armies up a bit more, like they used to be. But now
that'd be cool.
Was any of this alluding to, or have you guys heard, was there ever going to be the mixed units like there was back in 6th or 8th or whatever it was with the Ungor gores? Or was that a thing, or that wasn't leaked anyway? It just seems like that was one of the things, and then it just isn't here. So,
I know. I mean, and they have those rules about we have that, and we've got other intricate rules like the Motley Crue stuff where different dudes got different equipment. So it's not like they're trying to overly simplify stuff.
No, exactly.
So it'd be cool to have.
It just seems like a bit of
that theme back.
Cam, dang, I miss stuff. Too busy painting his high elves.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-inch charge says he would bet on mixed units coming back. Yeah, it just seems like a given with Beastmen, but I'm just excited to. Not only am I starting an army just for fun, and that'll be interesting just to see how quick I can paint it, but the thing I like about the Arcane Turtles is just looking through the magic items. So half the time I just think makes the grand armies better, so it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And Beastmen have some pretty bloody good ones. Good banners, obviously good arcane ones. They had a few more good ones on there. They're going to be pretty good. They're going to be pretty competitive, I reckon. And if we ever see an infantry buff.
Sorry. That was just
you okay?
What happened? Did you just smack yourself in the head or something?
No, I got the fly.
Oh.
You got a fly?
Wow.
Just buzzing around just my camera. I'm just like, go away for about 5 minutes. Then it finally landed. No squish it.
Oh, is that what it was? I just saw this hand thing go past when I was looking. Oh, cool. Well, I mean, that's what we got. And if it comes out next week, what do you reckon? What do you guys reckon will be out on the first wave? Cam. Yeah, well, Cam, there is a link, but it's in the Discord. In the old world,
in the old
Patreon one. There's a link if you go back further up to where it was pasted from. It's also obviously sourced from the main Warhammer Fantasy Battle Discord under Speculation and Rumors channel. So jump in there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. Mark Langley's saying, hoping for extra ward save. Yeah, they've got one. The Talisman of Protection. That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, you can't really, you're not really, it's not an arm, it's not an army with armor, that's for sure, except for, maybe the Doom Ball.
Mm.
Mm.
No,
Oh,
that would be pretty handy.
don't know what you've done, Andrew, but Lord Vader says the chipping, squeaking noise is gone. Do you know what you did? Was that a thing? Oh, no. It's just okay.
Turn the computer off and on again, maybe. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Great.
I was just going to say, what do you think would be on the first wave? Is it pretty just
Gores and ungores? They usually do stuff.
Well, the battalion
What
would
else?
be, which has them in them. So they're not going to release them separate because they've only just released the battalion box plastics for high elves now. So I think they leave them for the second or third wave.
Outside of the battalion,
yeah. Do you reckon it's the only way to get the Gorgon initially, or what did Empire do? Did they bring out the steam tank separate, or they also wait? Can't remember.
I don't know.
What's this? What's entropy saying about the plastics? You mean like as in the Beastmen ones because they came out of AOS? Is that what?
I think that's what he means.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be what he means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering because their plastic range would have. Well, the Minotaurs will probably be out because obviously if you've got a Minotaur list,
maybe Dragon Ogres, maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like one of those. It's kind of like they've got to have like one good thing, like one big strong thing, like each way.
Yeah.
It's almost like
and
you're waiting for something
because all the other monsters and all like the Pumbas and stuff, they're all going to be direct order. They're not going to be in shops because they're all resin. So what are you going to pick up at the shops? Like the new guy, but the new mage is resin, so he'll be coming from, and all the metals. There's not going to be that. What's going to be actually that you walk into a shop and buy from Beastmen? It's going to be the battalion box, the Minotaurs, the 3 box, and the Dragon Ogres.
Yeah, but I suppose are they out for Chaos? The Dragon Ogres?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Edgery just said Dragon Ogres are already out. That's a really good point.
That's what I was asking because I wasn't sure.
The only reason I just thought they were is because I've got 6, but then I realized that's an AOS box. So yeah, because they're in the Beastmen book. Well, they'll definitely be back. So they're going to go off the shelves because all the Chaos players will need them as well.
Yeah.
Jeez, so they're not. Oh, that's frustrating. If you're a Chaos player and you didn't have them, they haven't come out. I didn't even realize that. But yeah.
New Center Gores would be nice actually for that. The new.
Well, we have to see what that box image art is because it had 10 of them, but there's no way they will never plastic.
Yeah. Okay.
So, don't know. So hang on. Sorry, we're catching up with some of these comments. Mark Blankenson, not a fan of the new minis. The new Mino minis, hoping for new Buffy Centaur character. Yeah, well, obviously we do have the new Centaur character, whatever his name is, but I don't know much about the different characters, I guess. So who knows?
No.
It would be nice if the Centaurs can make a bit of a comeback, but I mean, they're not going to reprint in this wave you're not getting new plastic Centaurs or anything, I feel like they're just trying to get the rest of this out, They're not doing much new, and then we're getting all this new stuff with Cathay and
good point.
And I don't know if you guys saw the new rumors. Everyone's saying like the next one after that is the Southern Realms, which is Australia and Telia and
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's what
I didn't see
talking
that.
about on that rumors. If you have a look at it, if you skim through the rumor thing. So interesting. I have no idea where it goes after this. It's going to be very interesting mid-year once this is finished. Like this first.
Oh, it's in the second half of this year.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
That'd be really weird if they do turn the game around. Like it's almost like, to me, that's almost like a complete change of, you're almost getting like smaller, more, like a smaller setting almost, because like you're changing up the empire, and it's kind of like Britannia now, I suppose. Like it's weird.
Well, yeah. So I think this is what these guys are saying here. It's basically, I mean, you imagine how much money they're going to print if they released a bunch of Dogs of War stuff? Just even some of the old Dogs of War stuff initially. Like, you just need to crank up more metal miniatures and an arcane journal, and you'd probably be just printing money.
What?
Oh,
More rumors.
Perfety's back from his lunch.
Yeah.
How's his sister?
Yeah, that's nothing nefarious there, but yeah.
No, that was an intro. That was a genuine question. That wasn't.
Sister Josh.
Okay, so these comments, they distract you and you laugh. So if you're listening to this, you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Perfidy's on. Oh, talk to your sister, Perfidy. So I'm waiting for my lunch. Yeah. Dude.
By the way, this is Josh.
Sorry, we've still got people jumping in saying we're the rumor source for these for those that are out of loops. Yeah, look, just check out on the Discords. You'll find any of the Warhammer Discords will probably end up with links down to the links are just someone posting what they've seen. So, and we're all assuming we're going to see some of the early access people start dropping their potato picks soon-ish, hopefully. Probably this week, if it's going up for pre-order next week.
Will Old World Fanatics be in there? It's part of the...
we might have been a bit too cruel to them.
Army of Infamy?
We used too many 3D printers, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. We've got to throw our printers out.
Having said that, did you love... this is totally off topic now, but the comment about our army list when I was like, I'm down to one giant now with this army, which we'll talk about like in hobby time. But then I was like, I might have to drop the giant. And then was it Sean who said I have to bring it because I was going to bring Josh the giant, and it's like it's the only way Josh could play Old World.
That was so mean. That was so mean.
Oh, that's so funny.
I do not. Yeah.
I know at least one content creator. Is that your sister, Perfectly? She got the book? Nah. He's finding out. He's on an intel mission. Nah, that's right. I mean, they're going to. Jeez. Yeah. We'll be getting it. That's good. And then we're on to High Wood Elves, and then we get to. Then it really starts after that. So. Cool. I don't know what else to say about Beastmen. I think at the end of the day, we're in holding pattern for a couple of days until we get to see some more.
Yeah, until we actually get some release.
I hope
some more details.
I just hope it's not going to be. I don't know. Do you guys would feel that the Empire Journal was a bit of a, and then the High Elf one was a bit of a, no, you love it.
Get me started. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
he did spend an entire hour on YouTube trying to justify their existence. So.
So I hope it's not like that.
Something. He's like...
So, but I mean, look, as I said, you can't. You got winners and losers. But I mean, even the Chaos one was a bit like that too. It was a bit of a like one of them. But I mean, the Heralds have been winning a little bit too, so it's probably not that bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I was going to pop that one up. Yeah, will they release both factions at the same time? I wouldn't have thought so, but at the same time, it's weird that they announce. Like, I mean, I don't think they would, but it's weird that they announce them at the same time as releasing Cathay. By the way, like all three. So who knows what they're going to do?
Well, I mean, that's just the biggest signal that they are. I mean, I think they're so excited to get the new stuff out that they just went, let's just do it. Let's just hit them with it. We've never seen that. I don't think any of the game systems have ever seen that. Like in 40K and all that either. So, wow.
Yeah, no, they like to stretch them out a bit, don't they?
Yeah. I think Woodies are coming soon, but it's probably going to be, what is it now? So April. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you're not starting to see Wood Elves getting dropped. At least, like we know it's coming by the end of, say, May even.
Yeah. We might get like wave 2, sort of like drop for Beastmen or something, and then like, you start.
Yeah. I don't think you'll get 3 waves with Beastmen unless I'm totally.
Yeah, okay.
The units.
Yeah.
I have
like back to back, sort of that.
Oh yeah, Mark Hanson. Mark knows everything. These UK people are just, I guess it's such a small country and you all live next door to each other. You just like find out.
We'll go to the same pub. Yeah.
But then all talk about how far it is to drive to a tournament. I just love it how it's like, oh, it's too far for me to get there. But it's like a 20-minute drive down the road. Come on.
all the Troomers coming out.
Wow. Cathay late June, early July. What? That's we were hearing August, and now it's even. This is insane. If that's
better get on with test. Painting his models ready for
his 30,000 point. Cathay,
that's right.
That when do you think people like Mountain Miniatures would get the Cathay miniatures to paint up for the YouTube channel? Like, what's his lead time we would need? Because he would get them for sure. And if it's June or July, you'd have to get it
soon. Yeah,
because I mean, it takes a bit.
Really soon, especially if they have to paint up entire units and things.
You don't even need to look at Discord. Just come on Old World Fanatics to get all the goss from all our commenters. Lord Vader, July, there'll be a huge rules update. So that makes sense for Cathay. There we go.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that would make sense after the release. All the arcade journals are out and then they hit
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm just flabbergasted that it's going this quick now. After it's not really, it hasn't been slow. It's just like, wow, they're just getting it out. Cool. Okay. Well, someone said V1.5 Brim and Zoom. Well, that's going to be interesting. It's going to throw the meta through the roof if it's changing some of the. Be nice if they don't nerf. I hope they don't just bring a nerf bat versus like bring stuff up.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like seeing what happened like to the sisters. You know, there's like, let's just kill that unit from being used because we can't write a rule that, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but how else would you have done that?
I don't know with that one. I would have changed. We've talked about it. No, we've talked about these. Maybe don't have multi-templates, you know, that sort of stuff. You can only have one of them.
A spell.
Yeah, or like you can't choose the same spell. You know,
sorry, I'm just laughing at
those ones. I know. There's so many comments coming through.
These comments are so ridiculous.
It's hard to stay on topic.
It's just
it's so funny. It's just like I'm like, is he? I'm like, is this a joke or did he literally just?
Okay, we're gonna hold Lord Vader to this.
Yeah.
And put it on camera.
What?
Okay.
What?
I can kind of prove I'm right by making some future claims. If these happen, you know I'm telling the truth. Here we go. Sword and shield save buff. That would be really good because I think we need that. Skirmish is 180 degree. Whoa! If that's true, that is. I'm not against that, but that is a game that's never been done. So as I know.
Yeah. How on earth would you? Yeah. Okay. That'd be cool.
Oh. How do you even do it? Unless you put them back on.
You would have to have them all facing.
Put them on 8,
direction.
like
you
in 8,
which
I would not be against that if they went. Put them on a tray, space them out. You can see through each other, but it's 180 degrees vision. That would.
That'd be easy enough to do. Yeah, that'd be pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic nerf to level 2 and 4. Is that just to make level 1 and 3 better? Magic nerf. So read between the lines. Is that like you only get a +1 or +2 to cast? Yeah, is that what it is?
Clarify it here.
Okay, yeah.
Level 1, level 2, and level 3 and level 4 get the same dispel and cast bonus. Only difference will be the spells known. Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's a massive nerf, actually.
Man, we're getting.
If
that
happens,
change the title of this. Many grades.
This is hot off the press. Not off the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Vader, you should just ask your source to come on the podcast next week if he wants, or she wants.
Yeah, he or she
in a shrouded. Put him on one of those, you know, like where you have to do their voice weird and they're sitting in the corner and it's all dark. You know, like one of those weird.
Yeah.
When they're interviewing witnesses.
All our viewers seem to have access to like people within like GW.
Well, it's the time that I think also it helps that we do it late at night on Aussie time. It's all morning for them. So the UK's up. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Ooh. And also her close order to get bonuses. So these guys just came. Oh well, okay. Well, we don't know much more about any of this, so we'll probably just move on. But it's yeah, that sounds interesting. Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, should I just do our shout outs quickly and then we can go into like some tournament chat around the Aussie Comp results and
the Patreon questions.
And the Patreon
quite
question.
a few.
Yeah.
We've got some pretty interesting Patreon questions.
Yeah, well, let's do that. I'll kick off into the Patreon shout out first, then while people are still commenting, because we have a new one. I'm not going to get this right, am I? Nocturne von Drakensang.
What?
Was that there last week? I don't think it was though, because it says it's.
I think it was. I'm sure you stumbled upon that name.
I think I did too, but then it
just
says
the same way.
You're a member for 5 days.
Definitely did.
Interesting. Okay. April 10. It's only April 14. So now I'm confused. The time continuum has got me. Anyway, thanks for joining Nocturne von Drakensang. And then big thank you, Mark Langley. Obviously, he's giving us all these awesome rumors over there. Our source in the UK. Boss Grand, Matt Hinton, the Old Warrior blog, Warhammer the Old World. That's a big one. Silver Dave, Sporadic Sanity, Mark, Nick, Grant Vanderbosch, Chris Power, Frank Cuminate, Ben, Shooter Louis, Eugene Chaffel, Benoit, Ed Fawcett, Cam the Dentist, who's on the chat, James McCrellin, Liam Fallon, Tommy Kublin, Jay McBride. She's not here. Flatworld's Edge, Sexy Jelly, Herald the Old World.
Jelly's on here
Jelly's
too.
on.
Oh,
Jelly's
Jelly
here.
in. Oh, he's here. I just gave you a shout out, Jelly. Sexy Jelly. Herald the Old World, Kill Her, David Dodd Lancaster, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Thumper, Matt Morris, Perfidy, Griff, Jess Tors, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Nananawam, Daniel Broadstuck, Jonathan Wengler, Elliot Mitchum, Gilthos, Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z, OG Weller, Tainted, Bobby Gerchin, Gumwich, Sean Ritchie, Todd Lloyd, and Chapstick. And I know we had an extra one because now I'm only got 2 on the next page. Because last week we had 1.
We only had one.
Isn't that because Mark signed up after the last episode?
Yeah, maybe someone did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Abuse on the drive to work. Robert's he's driving, eh? Oh, well, we'll try to keep you a bit entertained before you get there. Cool. Patron shout outs and questions then. What have we got?
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah, let's get them.
We just assume Josh does it.
No, yeah, I was
Perfect.
I was looking at Perfidy's I was distracted by Perfidy's questions.
Yeah, I was distracted. Yeah, hang on.
Perfidy, we got 52 paid members, which is really good. Big thank you. I can't believe it. And 84 patrons all up. So we must be doing something right. So yeah, I'm pretty thankful. I'll tell you that. Big thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, questions. So Mark L. Langley asks, which of the legacy factions would you like to see revived first? And why? I mean, I don't know if I have a good answer for why, but I can certainly throw out some names. I'd be keen to see the demons revived.
Ooh.
It might be controversial because they're probably not as popular as most of the other ones.
See, this is a subtle way to get your cultist Slaanesh in because you need both of them in. So you're like
just completely
demons,
boldly face
that'll come back
serving suggestion.
Interestingly about that, I mean, again, no, I don't. Just when you hear stuff through the grapevine, that it just felt like apparently they're a bit neglected over on the 40k side and everything as well. Like they've split them. They're starting to do like these very much segmented release type things, and it's like I don't know if demons are ever going to be just a faction as such, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just weird.
40k.
Well, even that, yeah. Apparently, I don't follow 40k in terms of the demons and stuff, but it feels like it's. I don't know. Maybe there's something about it. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
You should know this. You should know.
Oh, actually, well, is it Vamps?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I just gave it for some reason.
No.
Because you got Chaos Dwarfs too. There's heaps that if they were actually fully supported, that you'd be right into.
I was making these guys up on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But yes,
Which one would you actually want to help, like to get new, like, in terms of not just get him in the game, but you think would actually need the most help as well to modernize and become, like, is it Chaos Dwarves? Do you know what I mean? Like vampires, it feels like if they do it, you're going to get, they always had great kits. They got more. Now they've got AOS kits.
I think it's
bring
just
them
more
in.
popular. Like I'm thinking like bringing other people in to make it bigger.
Yeah.
I think vampires would be a good faction. To
Yeah,
bring
100%. Yeah. No, I think that.
in.
But
Not
it's
just
like,
because I have.
you're not going to get anything new for them, are you? Whereas I feel like, and even Lizardmen, you're not, because realistically, they'd bring out the old kits, but everyone would buy the AOS ones, or mostly. I feel like Chaos Dwarves would be the cool one to, if they were supported and you'd actually get new stuff down the track.
Yeah.
What army? But I'd have to go Demons too, just because that's my other.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that my only legacy army? Yeah, I think so. Is it? I'm forgetting what other legacy armies are. Oh, ogres is the other one, but they're probably due for a refresh at some point, aren't they? Because they're AOS, they're still from 6th ed as well, aren't they? What are you guys? You guys are just reading the comments. I'm going to go to the next question. Perfect, he said.
Those comments are so confusing.
More serious question.
Right.
Because, hang on, did I miss?
Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay. He had a faction focus when.
Well, you didn't put that in. You got it's got.
Okay, so ASB
Oh,
reached
yes.
out to me, and apparently we're doing it tomorrow night. But again, it's a bit tricky all the time because I get busy, and then he's got a young kid, and he's got another one on the way. So sometimes we keep having to push that off.
You can't shortchange on Perfect's questions. So
Was that's what it was?
His first question was, Beastmen Brave Herd's Arcane Journal deep dive when?
Yeah.
And then screw it. Also, Empire Arcane Journal when?
Yeah.
But then he says, more serious question.
Yes.
I am interested in your thoughts on playing non-meta armies. It feels like most of the content creation around the gameplay side of things is very dominated by the meta. Have you got any advice on how to filter that out and build a non-meta army, but do so in a way that's still semi-competitive?
Yeah. And then he also says, what I mean by that is I want to build an army that is cool to me, but I don't want to get rolled over every game I play. Is it possible, or do I just have to stop worrying and learn to love dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Perfect. I feel like you need to stop worrying and learn to love the bomb. Is it doable? Like, there is a big drop off in. I mean, you can make themey armies.
You did it at Castle, didn't you?
Mm.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I mean, you did take Brad, so I mean, they're probably a good army anyway.
Yeah,
they are, but I didn't.
But you weren't taking meta.
I certainly didn't take meta. Yeah, well, okay. I mean, that's that. Yeah, that's a rational point.
I think you can.
But I still built it in a way of trying to think of making sure it was still competitive.
Yes. I think if you just go out and go, I love, I don't know, I love double a Ragnarok. I don't know if you can take that, but I mean, like double a Ragnarok and I don't know, something, and lots of common goblins with spears. I don't know, like you probably might get rolled over. I don't know, like you have to have a bit of an idea still about how am I going to take on a dragon or block a dragon, like sit on a dragon or like that type of stuff. But I think you still can, and I think the question is, I think if you look at it that way, then you can go, cool. If you go into a 5-game tournament, if you could still go 2 wins, 3 wins on something that's not. You can go 4 wins probably easy on something that's not actually tuned to the meta, because you might lose that first big one or get hit by a dragon, but then you'll land. I don't know, like you play on the mid tables and you might actually. They're all about the same, probably.
Although I feel like you do have to be mindful of the internal power of the list as well. Like if I'm going to go back to that CanCon list I made, Questy Knights. I took a unit of Questy Knights to that tournament, but I almost built the list around them. Trying to account for all their weaknesses by giving them massive charge range, making them frenzy, trying to just buff them up so much so that even though they're arguably the worst smart unit, they could perform at a reasonable level.
Yeah.
Whereas, if I feel like if you just build the lists because they thematically want it like that, you could end up struggling a bit. You've got like 3 blocks of Knights of the Realm on foot running around. You might, you might.
Well, that's the
be
thing.
sad.
So yes, like you can't just take like. I think you still need to be conscious of where the game's at and what you need. But at the same time, I think we've talked about this with the dragons and stuff before. Like, if you have something in your army, like say, I'll take Chaos for example, just as the ultimate one. If you have the Chaos Dragon in there, you can probably put other random stuff in your army. It's probably okay. So sometimes you don't need. So like maybe look at it that way. Like take something that is really powerful if it suits the army that you got, and then play around with the other bit of it. I don't know. Like that's
that's pretty good.
I feel like I'm doing that with my boar one a bit. That like yes, you probably don't take the giant if you really want it to be souped up, but they're sort of fun, and orcs should have a giant. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah. Are we going through that list later on this episode?
Yeah, I'd like to. Like we'd like to have that chat if we get a chance. Yeah, because I know Andrew's he's fine tuned his one. I want to hear about what's happened because he was. Anyway, we'll get into hobby on that one later.
Yeah. That's I don't know if I'd say fine tuned.
It sounds like you're about to throw it in the bin or something.
No, I'm losing faith in myself.
Okay, that's okay. But cool. Yeah, I don't know if we've answered that, but anyone else got any thoughts on that, or you're all good, Andrew? Have you got?
No.
That was a perfect question. I actually forgot we were even answering his question.
That's what I thought. I'm like, good go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yes. And then Sean asks, I like this question too. I love these very thematic, ridiculous questions most of all. If you were in the Warhammer universe as just a common soldier, which core unit would you want to be in? Which one?
It's hard to not want to be human because I don't know if I want to be something else. But
I'll go first. Mine's gonna be easy. I'll be an Ironbreaker, just because.
It's
got sweet magic armor and that's just
invincible.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can be less cannon fodder than some of the other guys.
I feel like I'm going to be like a militia man or something, just some human person who still doesn't see the board. I don't know.
Wait, can you get Ironbreakers in core?
Oh, militia's not core either, is it? Oh, it's core.
Oh,
guys,
it's core unit.
It's got to be a core unit.
Oh no. All right, I'll be
Longbeards in the right.
Longbeards,
Is it?
Yeah, they can get better.
The king.
That's it. I'll take the king.
Oh dear. I want to be a squire. Squire. But the only way I can do that is if I'm part of an errantry crusade.
I think you're lying, Josh.
That way I can be core.
I reckon you want to be some sort of Slaaneshi cultist deep down. He does. He knows he does. See?
Can I do that and still be a core fellow?
I don't know. Well, what's in the your army?
In my cult army. Army. That's a good.
There's got to be some sort of Slaaneshi dark elf cultist.
Core?
You got those.
I just the devotion.
Oh, devoted. Is it
devoted?
Which else? I can't.
I'm going to be a skeleton archer champion, so I can always come back. Get raised back.
Coming back. Boys and shots.
I always get thrown up for the challenge and then brought back up.
Yeah, that's it.
So you don't want to be just like the standard bearer or the muso, you live to the end and then die. You'd rather be the champ that dies and then just comes back constantly. You just be annoying.
Yeah.
Go on, back.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark's saying about your bring that up. Sorry.
Yeah. Is that Josh Nick's army? Has he finally decided? Originally a chaos thug, Josh is now enjoying life as a marauder horseman. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, there is a reason I didn't say Mountain Squire is because I couldn't figure a way of getting them into core. So, yeah, Marauder Horseman. Love it. Yeah. I'll be for that.
Well, sorry. Are they the questions? I think so. Let's quickly. I want to use. Can I use this as a segue just to quickly touch on some of? We don't need to go through it in detail, but the Aussie Comp thing. And the only reason I bring it up, and this is funny because I said I'd like to see for V2 core going to 33% min, characters 33% max. I guess what I wanted to look at these lists, and I won't bring them all up. I'll just share my screen here quickly. Is I was thinking when I originally saw the results of this and went through it, that if you looked at some of these, if you didn't know the game and forget you've ever heard of Warhammer the Old World, you know Warhammer Fantasy, and then you go, oh, this is Warhammer the Old World, here's the armies, and you haven't had 18 months or whatever it is, or whatever, 15 months of what it is now. You look at, okay, this one's probably not the greatest example, but they start, I don't know, they look like Warhammer armies. It's just such a, So this one's the winning high elf army with 2 level 4s. I don't think any of them are on dragon. Is that right? Yep. Other characters, 8 Illyrian Rivers, 15 Elven Archers, 26 Sisters of Avalon, so obviously big Avalon Sister Star, 9 Dragon Princes, 6 Sword Masters of Holworth. So obviously a big sister unit. So very different. Must have just been under that. What was the limit again for units? There was you couldn't have more than.
Was it a third of your unit strength or something?
Yeah, or something like that.
The list. And
then you got Wood Elves. Again, Shadow Dancer, Spellweavers, 11 Deepwood Scouts, Gladerizers, War Dancers, 3 Warhawk Riders, 6 Wild Riders. I mean, this is Warhammer. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just skimming through it. The Warriors one had Chaos Lord on a Demonic Mount, Sorcerer Lord, Chaos Steed, 9 Chaos Knights, 15 Chaos Warriors, 5 Chaos Warhounds, 7 Marauder Horsemen, 5 Chosen Chaos Knights, 1 Dragon Ogre, 1 Dragon Ogre, and the Warfire Dragon. So, a bit of oomph there, but still, I don't know. Like, there's going on Lord Vader's comment there that this is a comp. Now, for people don't know, this was comped at 33%.
Say hi to his sister for me.
Characters.
Oh shit! That came off a bit weird, actually. No, sorry, I didn't mean that at all. Oh my god! Did not mean
that. So the Aussie Comp was 33% characters, and had maxes around like you can't duplicate rare choices and all this sort of stuff. But and flyers. But in terms of that, I don't know, guys. Did you look at any the other ones? Like they just, I don't know. I feel like I hope. All I can say is I hope they do something. I'm not a big fan of this 50% character allotment, basically. I think if you could. And on top of that, almost all of these had a fair chunk of core, even though the core limit wasn't changed to 33%. I don't think it was it? In this comp. It just was, you couldn't duplicate rare and stuff. So you sort of had to take other stuff. And so that just ended up being core a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So
there's just extra core going in. And there was, not to mention, there was the objectives in this pack about core troops taking objectives and that type of thing too, that encouraged people going heavy with the core. Yeah.
Sorry, these comments just keep screwing us around.
So confused. It just popped out. I did not mean to say it like that at all. Slaanesh is coming out from.
It is, but you've been egged on by Andrew, so he's trying to turn you into a Slaaneshi.
Slaanesh. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Mark Langley just saying these lists all look super fair. It's nice to see. And I think, this is the thing. Again, we don't really have any control, but geez, I think just by making that one tweak of characters down, you start getting a bit more Warhammer. That's all. So hopefully that's part of this. I don't know, but I just hope it's part of this V 1.5 or something, or they do something like that. Which isn't really nerfing things. They're not trying to say you can't take something. They're just saying you have to choose. So
yeah.
that's what I like. Cool. Did you have any other comments on? Did you guys look through any of these? Anything that stood out, or that's a pretty good?
Nah,
nothing more than what you've already said, really. Yeah, my thoughts are the same.
Yeah.
Proper
good.
Warhammer.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Now, I did. I do have a question about the Wave 3 High Elves that just came out. You guys weren't prepared for this. I'm just gonna do it anyway. So we got these: the mage woman person and the horse rider. Is that Flappy Hands as an elf?
Ooh, could be.
Look,
you sure it's a woman?
Oh, you've got it ready. You've got
the. It's Lord Flappy Hands.
Oh, there is a likeness there.
It's the
I can't tell
cheekbones,
faces of elves. They're
just
boys
he shaved his beard off.
He shaved his beard off, and now he's
is
flying
very
around on
close.
a tactical rock pile.
Oh, God, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
His
What's his left hand? His left hand as well as the flappy hand more? Because Lord Flappy Hands is only
yeah,
got
I think you're.
one
Yes,
classical flappy
it
hand.
is too.
really.
Look at the big flappy hand, and then look at this big hand under the book. I think you're
quite
right.
a-
I reckon
it's a very long
Flappy
finger.
Hand is hiding in plain sight amongst the high elves. So just weird. I don't mean to. Sorry, Cam. If
just a,
Cam might get offended about me ripping off high elves, but yeah, that's was
Is there some kind of high elf conspiracy going on there? Is that what you're alluding to about infiltrating Bretonian
maybe.
wars?
Well, they're on the Bretonian coast. Maybe an elf and a Bretonian human, two ships passing.
Could
the
that be
night.
Lord Flappy Hand's mum? Maybe Lord Flappy Hands is half high elven.
That could be it. Maybe he's got a sister out
That could
there,
be
and he's the brother. One
Could
took
be.
after the dad, and one took after the mum.
Could be.
They could
Definitely
be.
gonna. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's. I don't know. There's a likeness there that I just. When I saw it, I just went, "Is that Lord Flappy Hands?" No.
That's Flappy
Anyway,
Hands.
we've got High Elf. Yes, we've got High Elf Wave 3, but I don't know if there's anything to be said about that. Although, did someone say on YouTube that they're still missing other stuff? Do you guys? I don't know the High Elf range, so I'm assuming. Didn't we already say there's some other stuff that isn't even out? Like not the Dragon Ogres, but we've talked about other stuff that's still not out. There's still stuff missing, isn't there? Randomly.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
What is it? Oh,
Ships passing by. Is that how Sector was taught when you went to school, Andrew?
Yeah,
Snails.
I didn't want to get too
It's okay.
sex ed on, the penis. Just wanted to keep it PG.
We've had too much sister talk already tonight.
Yeah.
so I've got to bring this up with Lord Vader because I think this was we brought this up right at the beginning, and I'm not against this. So he's saying my group. This is about going back to the core, sort of changing to less hero hammer. My group plays more traditional arm build, so you can self-regulate the game. True. I think GW logic for Monster and Hero Hammer was to reduce model and painting requirements for people getting back in. And we've brought that up before. It was obviously easier to paint up an army when half it was 2 models. So I'm not against that. I just hope that then it swings back around a bit.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Yeah.
It's hard in groups to self-regulate. I mean, like, how do you even self-regulate? Do you just call people out? It's like, because you're always going to have, usually in a group, people who tend to be more competitive, even in like a small group. Like, I don't know. I played with my mate, and you slowly just end up like upending each other.
Still an arms race. Yeah.
Especially if you're
it's
getting
so hard not to know about meta lists and what's powerful. So you just tend to take it, or or like depending on how, like if it's just you and your mate and you don't ever do anything, you don't play competitively, I think you could probably maybe try to do it. But I feel like in a big enough group, there's always some people practicing for tournaments, and people's times. I don't know. I don't get how many games do you guys get. I mean, I get 1 game every 2 weeks, maybe, and I probably could play more, but I sort of feel guilty of it. I'm busy and
Yeah.
You know, there's family and stuff to do as well. And so when me and Andrew get a game or whatever, or Cam, it's like generally one of us is working towards like a tournament list, even though we're not ultimate competitive tournament players. We do play into, like you said, Josh, you only really play in tournaments as well. So when you play outside of your sixth ed narrative stuff, you're probably playing towards an old world tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
usually. It was interesting though, like Dono's feedback about when he was trying to run Aldem in Flames as a narrative event with the old world, and he was like, the direction was people take fluffy lists, but how one person felt a list was, you know, considered fluffy versus another person's definition of that was actually really wildly different.
Was it?
Okay. Which did lead to quite significant mismatches in quite a few games. And it wasn't on purpose. I think it was just when someone's used to playing highly competitive meta lists all the time, then for them what they think is a fluffy list is I don't know. It's just I
won't take the horn. I'll take everything else but the horn.
Everything else.
Still got 2 units of 5 peg knights or something. It's like,
yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've gone on to are we up to like some hobby stuff? Or do you guys want to chat about what we've been up to?
Yeah.
And then bleed into our game and our lists, I guess, for next. Well, we've got to submit this week for ShyCon.
No, I'm not ready. I don't even know. Like, I'm ready to abandon ship. I don't know what's going on. We'll
so you talk about this, Ed.
You're about to abandon ship.
Standing to ship the Seaguard garrison.
Are we going to hit hobby first? Or?
Well, that's part of hobby. So whatever. Do
hobby. Yeah. I'll go last, I think. You guys do your hobby and lists and stuff.
Okay.
Am I diving in?
Yeah, dive in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll dive in. Why not? So yeah, if you haven't seen, obviously myself and Gomo got a game in. When was that? Very recently, actually. Only
Thursday night.
Thursday. Yeah. So obviously Gomo took his list that he's thinking of taking or something very similar for an upcoming tournament. I took a list and I'm trying to make with all my as much as I can a viable Seaguard garrison list, and I'm trying my dandiest. Anyway, it's not always doing. It didn't do too bad last time, I think, but it is very avoidancy. But anyway, this week it's got a big glaring problem with being able to, like Seaguard specifically, being able to take out really tough, hard-hitting targets. So even a hard-hitting unit, it's got very big problems with unless, it can somehow flank and get in. But yeah, specifically like those dragon units or wyverns or big monsters, things like that. It's just, it can't deal with it. So anyway, Gomo gave me a bit of a spanking and I went home and I was trying to work out what to do. And basically I sort of ended up thinking, oh, look, I'm just not going to take him. I'm not stuff it. Like, I don't mind having a bit of fun, but I was like, I'm just over. Like, I kind of want to have a half decent chance at not a podium, but, get up there. But then I sort of thought, I don't know, just play around a little bit more. So I came up with this concept, and this is the most wild out there concept, but it's going to be almost perfect for Seaguard. Is like, okay, I'm just going to put this glass cannon on a chariot. So I'm going to take my Seaguard garrison commander, whatever he is, put him on the white sword, which is the sword nobody doesn't want to take because it's so expensive. So it's 70 points, but it's monster killer. And he'll have basically no defense whatsoever, but is going to be running on a Skycutter chariot. And his sole purpose is just to scare a monster, basically. So he's just going to be a threat. And I'm just like, I wonder how this will go. So I'm just going to go, it's going to be quite a spread out, shooty army. It's going to be half of it's going to be quick. Half of it's not going to be able to move, basically, because they're archers. So they're just going to be sitting back. But yeah, I'll have a glass cannon on a glass chariot. Yeah, that is the perfect comment right there. Glass cannon on a glass chariot, and it's just going to be a threat. And it's either going to work or it's not. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I spoke to Goma. So would you possibly put, one of your wyverns, or if you had a dragon, would you put that in threat range of me going first with a monster slaying sword, particularly if I could maybe get off some magic?
Because it's -3 AP as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But monster slayers, no regen.
I think my answer was I probably still would. That's because I got 2 wyverns, but yeah. Yeah.
But if you had a dragon, I mean, I've worked it out. If I can get certain magic off, it's going to be like a 50-50. I'm going to do a dragon. So I'm like, would you risk it? I don't know.
No, you would be sending stuff at that thing or trying to shoot the hell out of it potentially.
Yeah, if you could. Yeah.
Which is then changing your game plan. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I was going to put it in a way that basically try and keep a threat range from the stuff that I want to keep alive.
Because what is it? Is it tough 5 or tough? I can't remember what that.
Tough 4.
Tough 4. Okay,
Tough
cool.
4.
So it's only tough 4, but then what? 5 up save or something?
4 up save.
Right.
No regen, no ward.
But 7 wounds or 6. Sorry,
6 wounds. Yeah. But only toughness 4 is not.
A couple of wind blasts.
It's not bad in a scrap bar. He won't be bad in a normal scrap, but he's not going to be able to. Yeah, he's not the greatest. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm just desperate times.
Desperate times to get this sea guard on the board.
So who does he replace in your list? Because you had that sort of BSB Griffin dude.
It's down a Griffin.
Yeah, okay. So you still have you have the main Griffin dude still then.
1 Griffin. I'm still running 2 unicorns. So dual level 3 mages. I can get rid of a mage and maybe get another Griffin on. I'm not sure if that's going to be a smart
And
move.
is that guy on a sky cutter in addition to your other 3 sky cutters?
No, because there's only 1 to 3, and I figured, well, because it's a unit compared to a mount, so I'm like, that's sort of pushing it, I thought.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be under the same. I could always ask, possibly, try and get another sky cutter. But I would be pushing it for points because Seaguard at 33%, they're one of those ones.
Oh, what is that a comp thing you were talking? Hang on, what's the comp thing?
So you're only allowed 3 of the same unit and 6 of the same in core. Duplicates.
Is there? Have I screwed that around? Oh no, I haven't. But only just. I have to. I didn't even know that was.
So let me know, people. Let me know. Should I go? My backup is Creation Warhost. I'm actually really happy with my Creation Warhost list.
Yeah, like I said this to you last week. Like I don't think. I mean, you don't have to. Like you shouldn't feel forced. Like you're going away for 2 days to play Warhammer. You should take stuff that
I'll be lying to myself
play as well.
I'll be lying to myself. I'll be letting myself down.
Yeah. Which is fine, but yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry.
The rest of hobby I made for the other tournament that's coming up that we've joined. I don't know if we've even said that we're going to Winter. Did we?
What's it called? Winter March? Something. It's a 1 day middle of June. And 3rd week of June.
Aussie Comp, I think that one, and they're doing 25% of character allowance. But I can take because these guys it allows a Renegades list. I can take the Orcs as rare, which is really good.
That's good.
Right.
A, I didn't even know that, and B,
Renegades.
of not having touched it, thinking about doing army list for that yet. And you have. That's amazing.
No, I'm all over it because I got to paint them. It takes me ages.
Yeah. Well, that's cool though. Yeah, no, that's going to be interesting. So Aussie Comp up with Renegade, the legacy Renegade ones that Val did.
Yep.
I wonder if do you guys? Has there been any patches on that yet, or I don't know? Because I think he was going to try and keep it up to date a little bit. So
he was going to patch it. I don't know. I haven't seen any announcements of the new patch.
He just went to Adepticon last week or whatever it was. So he's probably in. Yeah.
You
need to let a few tournaments actually use it first and get some
I know you don't want to be jumping in and patching it too frequently because then you sort of turn people off.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's up?
Yeah.
Go, mate.
No, I'll go. Yeah, I mean, just in terms of the list. So, I mean, I guess my biggest thing is I'm trying to work out. Yeah, I need more chaff, and so I've gone. So I've got the two orc war bosses on Wyverns. That's pretty much settled. I think the only thing that comes on and off is a charm shield occasionally, depending on the points. So they're pretty. I like them. I've got the normal orc war bot, the sort of the tank, sort of the anvil guy with the great weapon, talisman of protection, the trollhide trousers, but the grizzly trophy rack as well for the -1 leadership buff, like bubble thing. And then the other orc war boss I like too, because he's got that Martog's best basher. So he's like a black orc, but he doesn't have as much. He's only got like a 4-up and a 5-up regen. And occasionally a charm shield, depending on the points. So it's a bit around. But yeah, they've been really good in both games. I haven't lost any of them in the 2 games I played with Andrew. They were the only things left on that first game we did, but they're just
I can't touch them.
Yeah, they're just good. And then a little goblin odd knob running around on a wolf. And that's actually one question I have with you guys. So I've got the Idol of Gork, which increases your range and reroll once a turn for your cast, and a dispel scroll. Because what I was trying to do is go, well, I actually think there's some validity in either taking power scrolls or dispel scrolls, depending on what you're trying to do. But I guess I'm thinking, do I want to go more dispel heavy? And because orcs have that other one where you reroll your dispel roll every turn and you increase your dispel by 3. So I'm sort of thinking, I don't know. I feel like this list isn't centered around the magic as much. I don't have to get a spell off.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, maybe I should flick around and be annoying where I can, keep him further away and still dispel things and stuff like that. I don't know. That's sort of the idea, but I'd have to play around with that. So I don't know what people's thoughts on that are. And obviously only gets,
just playing against you because it's such a hard-hitting list anyway. It's like, well,
there's nothing really like I'm jumping between elementalism and war, and there's none of them are like you have to have this. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
I could take either and still be quite happy. Like I'll find useful stuff.
Yeah. Definitely.
So is that your thoughts? Maybe that is maybe a viable thing. Sort of go more dispel and. Because certainly if you run into a miasma or something like that where you can't charge, and now I can go, well, throw a power, dispel scroll at it or something.
Yeah. I reckon that'd be good because sometimes you come against somebody and they've just put so many points into this caster who's just going to wreck your day just to support their army. So I reckon that'd be really good.
I think it's slightly cheaper. I'd have to have a look. Might get the 10 points. The Orc War Boss might have a enchanted shield on him. You might be able to spend more and get an enchanted shield. I don't know. And then, big unit. It was 18. It might be 16 Orc War Boys with Vanguard. Well, technically, might not be Vanguard on these guys. Big red raggedy flag.
It was such a big unit, 18. I'm like, man,
so
you need
massive,
18.
Maybe not, but at the same time, it's just so off. 9x2 at the moment.
9x2.
Yeah. Which is huge. But it's also to increase charge range a bit. I don't know. But there are 2 Goblin Wolf chariots and then 2 units of other 4 board boys, 7 and a 6. They have Vanguard at the moment on this list. One's got the War Banner, which gives them the further charge.
Right.
So the idea being that they can go up initially if I need them to and get in the way and make that first charge, and then you come in later with the big unit. You know what I mean? I guess that's what you're trying to do is use the chariots and one of those other units to sort of just I guess make a mess in the middle initially, get people committed, and then hit them. I think with the big units and the wyverns.
I think that's good. And I think I do prefer that over your other, because you shared the other list with the extra.
Sorry, and there's a giant then on the back end of that too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the single giant.
I'd make it.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
Sorry, Josh.
Because you had another list where we just had the true ball boy mobs and 3 goblin chariots and that type of thing. Although I must admit, I think I prefer your 2 chariot list looking at that.
Oh, okay,
because the ball boys are going to cause enough havoc.
Yeah, I don't think I'm skilled enough to navigate 3 chariots in the right spot. And the good thing about the chariots, I can run away potentially, because they don't cause panic on me.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
two's probably enough, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. When
Because
you got
havoc.
the other boar units as well, potentially.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you got the giant too, because against the right army,
Yeah.
you push him up and he's unbreakable. So
Yeah.
because half of it's just trying to make sure you can get your charge off with your
Yeah.
wyverns and or your big unit. So what's some people saying on these comments? Yeah, well, this is William Galt said my favorite's a level 4 Goblin Castle and Goblin Wolf Chat. That's certainly been playing around.
Yeah.
The issue, and that's true, get your nuisance off, then a strength 3 to +1 strength 5 impact hit. Yeah. That would be nice. The issue I have, if that's my only caster, is I just find navigating it still a bit hard. Yes, like you still get 360, but
Yeah.
he's
It
just
can
a
be
bit
a
slower
bit
than the
harder
Wolf Rider.
to get around.
Going back to my point that I'm actually not needing him, he's not critical, then maybe that is an okay thing. Because I have thought of that. I've been playing around with ways to put it in instead, because that definitely gets you get 6 wounds more than 3.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad one.
And he wouldn't die to an eagle. So
Exactly. Well, so like he's died in both my games, so maybe I should put him on a thing.
Bloody Eagles.
I'm not sure what that. Mark Langley's saying double Wyvern might require double dispel scroll. Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Silver Dave was talking about the restrictions for
For the winter one.
being able to take casters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering what he was talking about there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. But I guess that leads into my hobby, which is obviously I've been painting ball boys, and I guess the discussion was around, do I get more giant? Do I need more ball boys if I drop the giant? So I think everyone is telling me go with the giant. So I'm going to keep the giant, which means I don't need to go out and buy more ball boys.
Go,
So,
Josh.
Yeah. So Josh is turning up to the tournament. So he's finally getting some old world in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I got through. So the funny thing though, when I played Andrew the other day, is I think this was just before I came, Andrew, on Thursday. And so I had them all done like this. And then I left 5 of them at home when I got to the brewery. I went, what the hell? Where did I? Yeah. Because I was putting them on some movement trays and I must have put 5 of them on a movement tray and put it next to me. And then I totally forgot about it. And so that was annoying.
Poor Bretonians had to sully themselves and join the
Orcs for a little bit.
Yeah, to bring some Bretts to proxy.
That's so egregious. Those Bretts.
Gosh, it's
So
disgusting.
they're coming along,
Absolutely.
and then my Wyvern,
That's
which
so
is the
filthy.
dude there, you can see him there. He finally got him oiled up and stuff, and that's with some. I used a green oil more than on his paint on his.
Oh, green
wings.
oil. Oh, you're diversifying, not just wash.
Yeah, I was mixing up some stuff. I'd already painted this guy, like the base, the skin of him, like a year and a bit ago, just with some contrast. But I wasn't like I sort of lost interest in him, and then so I thought, I wonder how I'll go just putting that stuff over it, and it's come up. Yeah, it comes up pretty good. His wings, I could have cleaned it up a bit more, but I was like, yeah, who cares? And then when he dried, that's what he looks like at the moment.
Did you seal over him yet? Or you haven't sealed him?
No.
You can't paint over them until they're sealed, right?
Oh, don't know. You can do whatever you want. Yeah.
So
I've painted over his teeth.
Get away with it a bit.
Yeah. Painted over his teeth. Yeah. But I haven't done like heaps. So,
yeah.
Whacked shield on him. He's got some, I can't see it, maybe he's got some little extra double swords on his back. I just started throwing stuff on him and he's turned out okay.
He's got a shield.
I'm not in love with his that's not the shield that it came with, because this was secondhand. His horns.
You were saying he was missing a few bits.
Yeah, his horns were missing. So I had to just put some horns on from a Savage Orcs. And then I whacked on a shield from somewhere, and that was it. Yeah. But he's come up pretty good.
That looks really good. Looks like a cool little conversion, if anything.
And then he's got like a little, he's got two swords on his back. So he basically just, because he's like this dude's the fighter one and the other one's the tanky one. So so it might help people remember, And then that's the ball boys, which are getting there. They're not finished yet, but they're I wanted a break from them, so now I'll go back and highlight up their their armors and the armor and put all the stuff on the bases and stuff like that. I think that's about the only thing. And one of the standards still needs to be finished, but that's about it. I think and they'll be good enough.
Yes,
That's coming up really nice.
And then add some
That is
more
really
blood,
looking
and we're done.
awesome. Some more blood.
It's one of those things. There's this fine line between not enough, and too much. Like it just
With the blood.
Yeah.
It
doesn't take
totally.
much. Sometimes it's just like you're like, oh yeah, I'll just put a bit here, and you're like, oh no, too much.
Yeah, I put it on like I do. Like these guys in the front have actually two of them do. They got a little bit on their axes. I just want a little bit of it, but not totally, not heaps.
Yeah, I've gone overboard. And then there's no going back once it's done.
Yeah, so that'd be good. And then so it'd be them. I've got 2 chariots. They're already done. My Wyvern's done. Josh is done. So is that it? Is that the only thing?
I'm done.
Army? Probably. So
Done
it's,
like
it's still not very big when you put it out. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But, and I've got other movement trays coming just to sort it out. But until I know what size units, I'll probably make a couple of different variants so I can just move them around.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. That's been fun.
Those movement trays specific for this army?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mostly. Yeah. Well, for orcs, not for this army. For all my orcs.
I just saw your orcs are just on them.
These old sand way of doing it, which shits me off, but a lot of my older ones are done that way, so I just kept it for this one. I mean, I'm doing Beastmen, but I think I'll definitely, now that I'm getting better at the airbrush, get through my trolls as well. Because they're a lot quicker to like smash down the base coats on like the stone trolls plus the river troll. I'm not the river troll. What is it? The hag. And I think that way, I'll have a fair chunk of trolls as well. So that way I could probably try run a troll horde or at least bring the hag into the general arm. And that way my orcs are sort of fairly, adaptable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's got that army where you can like just do.
Yeah, you like chop and change and fiddle around.
It's got everything, enough to cover all bases.
Because I still have I've got heaps of goblins and the spider, like the big spiders. I guess the only thing I would have to redo is like the savage orcs if I ever wanted to like run like depending on what happens with 1.5. Excuse me.
Yeah.
If infantry are good, maybe at some point you go, fucking, I'm going to bring the big units of savage orcs. I don't know, like maybe that's the thing, who knows?
Yeah.
In that case, I'll go, oh god, that's a lot of rebasing. But at this point they can just stay in 8th edition mode. Those savage blocks.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, they would. I do have a little bit of rust on the actual dude. You probably don't see it, or maybe I didn't. Not in this picture. I put a little bit on his stuff, but yeah, I will look at that because the Beastmen.
Yeah, so
I mean, I'm excited to get into the Beastmen because I think they're going to come up pretty easy.
Was it? So what Duncan Rhodes has some great bids on rust on weapons. Yeah, just for those listening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, did we not bring it up? Yeah, look, there's some great videos. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, should be fun.
Nice.
The only negative before you start, Josh, was did I share the video with you about my 3D printer's noise?
No. No, I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, so I think it's okay. And then they've got back to me with what it probably is. But basically, after I did a print, everything's been running fine. Then I went to like select, like return to home to send it up. And it just went and just wasn't moving, and just wouldn't move and just made this god awful noise. And then I went up and down arrow instead, and it would move. But every time I hit return to home, it just I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I took it all the way back down with the up down arrows, and then pressed return to home again, and then it went home, and it's been fine. Hasn't done it. And then so apparently it needs the things need cleaning, like the big middle screw and the sides and stuff. But yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, sometimes you got to put a bit of lubricant in there.
So I bought some lithium grease. Is that right? White lithium grease or something.
Cool.
So one said. And on the back of it, it says suspected of causing cancer. So there you go. It's always a nice warning to have.
So
please don't add it to a sandwich.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, cool. That's my hobby,
Oh,
Josh.
dear.
You can get onto it, mate. What have you been up
Cool.
to?
All right. I've been up to a few things, guys. So,
Ooh.
mainly
Hey.
I've been painting up some more Man Demonettes because I was like, I want a second unit of these guys.
Wow.
So I have got these guys painted up. One of the foregrounds, the previous unit, I was using her as a sort of to go by, and then mostly I'm just going to do the basing and that type of thing. Interestingly, I undercoated these just with white. I didn't do zenithal or anything. I was they're so pale. Last time I did it was zenithal, and I was actually felt I was fighting the undercoat most of the time, especially underneath because it was so black.
Bring it
And I was
back.
trying to
Yeah.
lighten it up, and it was so annoying. So I actually just did all white. And I must admit, the last few things I just undercoated white, and I actually prefer it. I know going.
I know, I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yes,
but I just find it so much easier.
You're not alone. I just can't. I need that contrast. Maybe it's my eyesight. I don't know.
I just find it so much easier to make things dark, and usually through the washes. So if everything starts off light, I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I don't have to battle with these dark shades and stuff. I don't need to go up all the time. Because even when I do zenithal, I find that I don't get enough white on there, and then when I'm sitting there, it's like this isn't bright enough. So I go and do a whole dry brushing step to lighten everything up, so that I'm not starting too dark. And it's just I'm just finding more and more. I'm like, maybe let's do it all white again, like I used to. And it's just finding less work.
Have you zenithal with stuff other than black though, or you haven't you, with your other ones, or not really?
I have tried. I tried grey. I have tried a bit of tan and that kind of thing as well. I probably just haven't quite hit the right shading of that. So maybe I could just try I have got some tan and sort of sand colored primers. And I potentially could just do that with a little bit of black, or just the tan by itself, and then hit it with white on top or something like that.
But I mean, these are pink too, so you probably don't need.
Yeah.
And
really
do they have a lot of contrast? Like apart from the, is it hair? I don't know what you call these. What is the thing?
Yeah, they're contrast. Yeah, the main,
like,
the pink,
apart
the
from that,
main.
Yeah, like is there much
that was
texture
contrast
in this body anyway? Really, like
the mounts. There isn't much, and it's very wide open areas. So pretty much I just did like a base coat of the mixture of off-white, pink, and a little bit pale flesh, maybe. No, I think it was just off-white and pink, just very subtle amounts. And then I hit the whole thing with a really dilute Reclan flesh shade, and then I went over again with a couple of layers of the off-white pink again.
Okay,
but it doesn't need much.
But
I found it was a lot quicker. I mean, the other reason I did white is because I didn't actually. I just wanted to quickly, because these guys I got ready to go just like a few days ago, and I didn't have time to get the airbrush out, so I just did rattle can white. That's also partly why it's just in white, because my airbrush is in a box. I don't have it out, so I'm not in the habit of doing it. It's a whole big effort. So if I do it, I want to have like a big pile of like 3 or 4 different units to undercoat if we're going to go to the effort of getting it out. The problem with not getting, having a spot for them. So so I got those ones done, and then I've been working on these marauders because I want more of these guys in as well for the. I find the cult needs. I need more bodies.
It's like one of those units. They're so high priced, and it's like you just get them off with a magic missile, and you've lost half a unit type thing. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Like those devoted. How big is your devoted unit?
Like 14 or 15.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But they get hurt. The mountain get hurt. Everything's really quite fast moving, but all very fragile. So I want to get more of these blocks going. One question I had, by the way, because you can kind of see on this, like with the skin color of these marauders, I've ended up in a sort of a fairly tanned color, I suppose, like a pretty rich, fleshy color.
And you're like, is that weird for these guys who are in the snow?
Should I actually be aiming for? Well, yeah, maybe snow, but I mean, just because they are like, I'm only going to use them as they are sort of Slaanesh themed marauders, even though marauders aren't marked. You can kind of see I've given them some pink sort of capes, and there's some, you can't quite see it, but I've got some pink tentacles and that type of thing replacing some limbs. So it's very clearly, they're using Slaanesh army. Should I be going for like a more palish color flesh? Should I take that?
They could
going
be all.
down
They're
or
just
not?
all. They're oiled up, bronzed. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're very
like-
bronzed.
They're Slaanesh. They're
Yeah,
Slaanesh.
magnificent.
They've
Yeah.
gone to the.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
They've been in the solarium.
Yeah.
The llama.
Yeah.
The solarium, the cows wastes.
Yeah.
I find these guys look quite Slaanesh anyway because they're in like this Mad Max,
Yeah.
like just leather.
Yeah. I've got to show my nipples.
1980. Yeah, there's nipples out everywhere. Like there's no armor. It's just
Yeah. Nice.
you could maybe just
Yeah.
like
Okay. Yeah.
in Slaanesh fashion, maybe like on the abs, you could like just put extra nipples. So like,
Yeah.
like so many of their creatures have just got all these boobs. Their abs could be just little boobs.
But is it the fiend of that the chaos spawny look? Is it the fiend of Slaanesh? That's got like a whole udder, doesn't it? Is that one that has all the?
Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
wings.
yeah.
and-
The
that the
theme,
theme?
the spawn does, and
Oh,
also the
spawn,
boob worm
yeah.
that ride
Yeah.
The
Right.
boot-
Okay.
got
Yeah,
like
there you go.
8 worms, which again, physiologically makes no sense because they look very lizard-like, and lizards don't.
And they
have milk.
they don't have milk. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, look
They're
at
young,
Mark.
they're young
I
and don't
guess
feed
I
off
know.
them, so it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Albino Slaanesh look good.
Albino
Light of the
Slaanesh.
shade, higher up the favor of the gods. How would you lighten that up now that you've done that though? And that you'd have to, because it's almost going from a cool to a warm to a cool color. If you went right up to like an albino,
Yeah, I pretty much have to
redo
redo the
It's
skin.
almost blue. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to redo the skin if I lightened it up, or even just maybe put extra highlights on, or I could actually just have a mixture of
Yeah. True.
like different ones, like
Yep.
because obviously there's a whole bunch I haven't done yet,
Yeah.
so I could
Yeah.
lighten those guys up and just in the unit have different skin color. I don't know.
With those, you said about tentacles and stuff. Did you print them?
Yeah,
Okay, I might have to find it because if this thing's true with Beastmen that there's some type of Forsaken-y looking Beastmen, I might have to get
Yeah.
some bits. I wasn't sure where to look for that stuff. So yeah, okay,
Mm.
cool.
yeah. I can
Yeah.
show you where to
Cool.
find that kind of
That would
stuff.
be
But
good.
yeah,
The
Yeah, for sure.
Slaanesh.
I didn't really get a good angle of the biggest tentacles, but yeah, when I get it properly done, I'll get a better photo of it.
Can I ask a question of what you're saying before, Josh, about you like just going a light color compared to a Zenithal just because you like yourself to darken areas. Would you think that's because mainly a lot of these armies that you're doing are quite small models compared to like, I suppose Gomo and myself have got, our army's got larger models like he's doing his trolls, and Orcs are quite larger in general, and Boar Boys. Do you think the transition's easier on smaller models compared to if you're doing a large model? Would you still be looking at a Zenithal Primer just to help with that transition of colors?
Or as in instead of a white?
Yeah. Just because the surface area is so large with a larger model, so the transition for a single color can be quite a large area. Or would you still layer it? Like, would you still do traditional like one
Layer it.
color and then just like do you layer up the transition, or do you just contrast?
Sorry,
and
as in
wash?
you're talking about the primer, or you're talking about just painting it in general?
So before you said you didn't Zenithal these because you said you like to bring the darkness down yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. So is that just with
So-
washes? You usually do that?
Oh, how I darken it?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually washes. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like for a larger model, would you go for a Zenithal because the model's so large, so it's harder to transition large surfaces just with the wash?
Honestly, I'd probably do either way. I don't think I really
Okay.
care. Like I'm used to doing Zenithal for ages, but I don't think a large model would stop me from making it all white and then just working
Just
on the
on a single
blends
color and just okay.
and just
Yeah.
washing it down, building it up, washing it down, and just doing some.
So you
layering.
don't
That'll be fine.
you don't do
I'll
like
blend it.
wet blend transitions. You just wash mainly.
I'll do wet blends, and sometimes what I'll often do is I'll do the wash out,
Yep.
and then I'll use the previous layer and mix in a little bit of the wash color.
Yeah.
Put that on, and then because the wash is in there, A, it's giving a bit of tone, and B, it actually takes a bit longer to dry because of the wash is so watery, and then
Oh,
you can
yeah.
actually then blend that up and down as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
okay.
that's a very rudimentary way of doing a wet blend.
Yes,
Hmm.
That's
I did that
sort
with
of how
my
I did
orcs.
the demonettes. That's how I did the
Is
Yeah.
it?
boss.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
My orc skin's done that with the mantra contrast, but then I just mix in for some of the highlights. I'll mix in like Kislev flesh into the contrast.
I've
and
never
then just
done that.
do that
That is such a
Yeah.
good idea.
because then it's sort of like a semi. It's not a wash, but it's also not a layer. It's like a thin layer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
done
it's
that.
fun
That's a really good idea, actually.
It's fun to mix up those different elements. Now, next one, I have a exciting announcement. Is finally
Ooh.
complete.
Hey!
Finally complete.
Oh wow!
Well
How's this? This should have been the thumbnail.
Oh,
is
yeah,
so
I
good.
still had to put a thumbnail on. Yeah,
God, it almost looks like a big bit of food now that you carry around, like jats, like the shapes, and you eat them like a big pizza. I don't know. It looks cool.
I have no idea what you were talking. What do you mean? How does it
I don't
look
know.
chats?
Just like a big square. They're all like the little jats. Put don't know. Anyway.
Yeah,
that's- But wow, it's all done.
It's
That
all
is.
finally done. It's all done. I just spent a few days or maybe a week's of hobby, maybe 1 week of hobby time to try to get the last like 40 or 50 tiles done.
How many hours?
Yeah, how many tiles are in that now?
Like, how many
I
hours?
think it was about 250-ish tiles.
Tiles.
12. So 13 by one way, yeah, and at least 20 something. Yeah, okay. Wow.
And I don't know how long each one took me. I would do them in batches of 8 usually.
Mm.
And each batch would be an hour or two painting, roughly.
Just
Once
a
I've done
batch.
all the,
Man, that's quick painting.
I think maybe I don't know. It's hard to me
But would
because
you
I would
do
do
usually in a batch to try and
my, huh?
you
what?
do the same similar terrain in a batch? Like you wouldn't
No.
like go forest to hill,
All over the place.
forest to mountain and castle. Like
Literally all over the place. Because
Yeah, okay.
I would because I had them all laid out, right? So I didn't want to have it hard for me to put them back when I'm painting. So I would just take patches of 8. I'll take a photo of it, so I knew which ones were which, and then just take them out and then just paint them all. So no, there was no system in that regard. But I mean, it was pretty much just I dry brush it all white, bring it up. I would hit a layer of contrast of different colors. I would then dry brush it again, wash it, dry brush, and then add more contrast to areas that are too pale. Yeah, that was it, kind of thing. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe 2 hours for each batch of 8. But then if you add that up as 250, that's still a lot of hours.
Yeah. Wow.
Ah, yeah.
are we
So
going to see a Middle Earth version of this coming up?
I not see. I don't look. I think we almost a year to get done. I'm not doing it. I would like to get the borders done. I can at some point I might print off a
That's
little.
what I was about to ask. I
frame.
didn't read. Yeah. So how do they? Is there stuff you get for that? Do they supply like?
Yeah, they supply that.
Yeah,
They supply
okay.
that. The Hexen, you can get ones that have got like a little edge of like ocean or mountain or plains and stuff as well. So it just sort of can line up.
Sid Meier's The Old World.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, you'll have to do. You should get like a. I don't know. Even do it like a little dolly camera thing that just Game of Thrones style through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
Is this? Are you going to frame it later once you're done?
Yeah, I'm planning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some holes at the top and then just use some wire. I've got some wire cable, like picture hole cable, and I just got to hang it up. Because right now I have nowhere to store it. This is sitting on the spare bed with nowhere to go. So I'm actually planning on hanging it up and leaving it as the place that's the best way to store it, pretty much. Now, additionally to that, you can see that's the ruins of Monte Castello in the far ground there. Now there's some newish sort of icons there, sort of chaos. Now what I've actually moved on with
is that
the
further
campaign,
the back means that what you mean, like with that red thing? Oh no,
the red banner and those the 3 chaos icons.
Yep.
Around
the campaign as of next month is incorporating some spread of chaotic blight from the ruins across the map. So we're gonna have like monoliths forming and that type of thing. Printed off.
Oh, that's Slaanesh. What the hell is that?
It's a big vagina. That's what it is.
What is that, or is it the other end, Andrew?
Josh
Is it
and
the
his
other
big,
end?
yeah.
It's the darker end. This should have been the thumbnail.
Oh, you need to blur that out, Gomo. There could be kids
What
watching.
are you talking?
What are you doing?
I did not. I did not.
Blur it out.
I did
Yeah,
not.
YouTube.
That had not occurred to me. Oh my
How
god.
did that not get to you?
You're being
That's
on
it.
fire this episode, Josh.
I did not.
Oh, jeez.
Some passing ships. Oh, jeez, this is going to be good listening back to him. Okay, so going back to your monolith, yep.
Sorry, I'll try and be Adam.
Oh, God. Okay. Now I've lost Josh.
Hey, you took it off the screen.
Oh,
No, you took it off
God.
the screen. Look at it.
Oh, God. Yes, so there's going to be chaos monoliths.
Yes.
You're never
I
going to
don't
look
think-
at the same way
I don't,
again.
yeah, I know. You ruined it. I can't. How am I going to paint this now?
All right.
Uh,
Oh, man.
Oh god! Hopefully, once it's painted, it won't look so suggestive.
it's just, oh, God. It's seeping into your psyche, Josh. You don't even realize it. It's just part of life now for you.
Yeah.
I'm not painting it.
He's going to be walking down the street. It's going to be walking down the street with all his like terrain in his hands. You're going to be like, mothers, oh, children, I've had your ass.
Oh my god!
Look at this sicko.
We have to tag this episode. It's not safe for
Oh,
work.
God.
We're going to get banned. Okay. We're never going to be able to finish this episode.
No, I don't think I can finish my hobby.
Oh, you've done it to yourself, Josh. Told ya.
Oh, that's
It's
I'm
Slaanesh.
gonna try next week.
Once you go down it, you've
Oh,
been
mate.
captured.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
You should
No
see his
way out.
bedroom. Jeez.
Oh,
Oh, God.
No more.
I feel my Bretonian thing has been corrupted completely.
Stop putting it up.
I couldn't put it up. My hands were up. That was Gomo.
That's good. Anyway, so yes. Oh,
Oh my god!
that's exhausting.
Wow. I don't know how to follow that up. I really.
I'm gonna have to tag this one. From goat ribbons to goatsy. I know. Well, Slaanesh, it's Josh for you. This is what that's what we have to put up with.
Yeah. He's a fiend.
Yep.
No words.
I don't know where.
Full apology for you.
Now I'm interested to see what you can do with these things, though, to actually what they end up.
Oh, I've got a whole rule set going on with these things.
Oh, I bet you do.
I'm serious.
Is this? Will it be demons though? Like, what's this? Because you basically have a demon army now.
I basically have a demon army now. Yeah. I've got a full demon army.
Is that what's going to be coming out of these things, or it's more just chaos in general?
No. There's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, because I've got two types of stone.
Is that the ones at the front versus the?
Oh my goodness!
Don't put it on the screen again.
But
Trying to keep a straight face.
So the little ones at the front that weren't that looked
that were
fairly
more like
waystones.
stones. Yes,
They were waystones, the demonic waystones.
Yeah.
And you can invoke them essentially and create an effect, like a god themed effect. Oh my god, you guys have like
Do we just give up on it?
I can't. I'll just tell you next week because I just can't go through the chat now. You're ruined. Absolutely ruined.
You ruined it, Josh.
Oh my god. Yeah. I'll go through it next week because I just
He hasn't even
overwhelmed.
No, it didn't take much poking. That's right. Okay, this is juvenile now. I love this. Can I make these into shorts? That's the question. That'd be cool. Anyway, okay. Well, we wrap this one up then. It's 2 hours. I think we've just gone. People are like, what are they going on about? Just
I'm done.
Yeah. Watch the first half, people. Made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, okay. Well,
Sure.
I might close this one out then. Thanks. Then big thank you to everyone who's still on. Big, especially Mark, man. Thank you for those quite funny comments. Silverdale, Dave, I should say, Angela's Dark and Demonic. Teddy's there. And where's Lord Vader? Whatever his name is. Where is that? He's gone now, but a lot of little hints and a bit of news that we didn't even know about. So hopefully it's going to be an exciting week if some more tidbits drop out from Beastmen, I reckon. So that will be interesting. If you haven't joined or jumped over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, really appreciate the support, but obviously just jump on these live streams, add comments, likes, subscribes, all that to our usual stuff. Really appreciate it. And check out our videos as they're coming out. We had a bat rep last week. I think I'll have an Arcane Journal out this week. We'll see how we go.
Yes.
I mean, it's supposed to be tomorrow night, so cross our fingers. Should be good. I think I'm available. Well, it was me last time that canned it, so we'll get there. And then, I guess, I don't know. Have you got anything, Andrew, planned week-wise? Or when are we getting a game again? Maybe the week after. Or that's right before.
Yeah, because it's got Easter. We're right up on Easter.
Yeah, I know, we are. Be nice to test our things. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
But love to see. Anyway, we'll try that. Yeah, cool. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for that laugh. That was I can't wait to see these things painted. Anyway, that was hilarious. Okay, well, I'll get a sign off, guys. I'll chat to you next week.
Yep.
Live stream.
See you later.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.